Hello, my name is Benjamin Hart. I'm an American attorney and the Managing Director of Integrity Legal here in Bangkok, Thailand. In this video, we're going to briefly discuss there are certain formalities associated with maintenance of a Thai company. Some of these formalities are rather antiquated in a sense because, as with everything, the law looks backwards. It doesn't really look forwards with respect to things like innovations in the technology associated with simply being able to run a company. And most notably this year in early 2017, certain changes have been made and allowed to, they've been made in order to allow companies to do things like hold things like shareholder meetings or director meetings, not necessarily where all of the directors or shareholders are there in person, but the meetings are held electronically. They're basically held like via Skype or something like this. And it's interesting that it should be noted that the entity that's looking to hold such a meeting should be a registered partnership, limited company, public limited company, trade association, or chamber of commerce, and at least 1/3 of the quorum of the meeting must physically attend the meeting in the same physical location. So basically, you could have 1/3 of the overall shareholders or 1/3 of the overall directors meeting in one place, and then the other 2/3 could be elsewhere, but 1/3 are necessary to be physically present in the kingdom in a specific place in order for quorum to be set. So this is, I think, a pretty good thing overall because and there's some other detailed requirements with respect to this, and we're on this channel. We're not particularly interested in getting into detail. It's the job of a professional services provider, corporate services, legal services provider to go ahead and get into the details. But it just should be noted that it's no longer required for there to be in-person meetings as such, and it's now a possibility to utilize advances in modern technology in order to facilitate basically a more efficient running of a company's operation or a partnership's operation, whatever. I think this is a fairly good thing overall. Thailand, again, has a lot of formalities with respect to how companies need to be maintained and operated here in the kingdom. And anything we can do to sort of, for lack of a better term, unravel the kind of cumbersome requirements that really, yes, a meeting is necessary. There's no doubt about that. And in the past, you know, you go back 30 years or so where you didn't have the kind of technology like Skype or something that we have today. And yeah, you just simply had to meet in person. It was what it was. If you want to do business, you needed to show up once a year to do a shareholder meeting to discuss an audited financial statement or whatever, if it was a major issue for the company to undertake. Now, you know, it's just simply not the case that we really need physical presence in order to maintain corporate formalities. The other thing to think about is it's simply a byproduct of technology in general. And again, in the way in which the law looks backward, there are jurisdictional issues. Again, more details that I'm not going to go into specifically in this video. There are jurisdictional issues with respect to how many people need to be in country. But virtually, not virtually, any country has certain jurisdictional issues that are associated with physical presence. Most notably, things like notarizations. It's not possible to undertake a notary from a distance. You have to physically deal with a notary, and although there are e-notarizations for certain jurisdictions, even those, one can't be outside of the United States to undertake a state notarization, although notarizations are possible in an embassy context. I'm just bringing this up sort of analogically to note that with respect to Thai business meetings, especially those prescribed by law, they're loosening this up a little bit to compensate for the changes in innovative media technology, but at the same time, the formalities still exist and there still are restrictions. So it's not a free-for-all, but the laws and the regulations have been tweaked a little bit in order to better reflect the current situation, at least from a technological standpoint.